Let's buy a boat and travel the world, I said.
We don't know how to sail, I said.
Call us crazy, but we did it anyway, and we invite you to come along as we fumble our way through this new life.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Still a bit shaken from our recent docking disaster, we decide it's time to take a break and regroup.
Road trip, first one in a long time. To Delphi. Don't ask me to tell you all about it because I don't know all about it yet.
You will on the way back.
A €2 bus ride will take you the 17 kilometers from Itia up to the picturesque town of Delphi. It's worth a visit just to meander through the maze of narrow streets and eat traditional Greek food at one of the many restaurants. But we were there to visit the UNESCO-listed archaeological site of Delphi. The ancient Greeks considered Delphi to be the center or navel of the world, the sanctuary where the oracle of Apollo, the Olympian god of light, spoke. The history of the site is complex, and standing on the ancient terraces amongst the remains of temples and other structures dating back to 600 BC was a magical experience. In 1893, French archaeologists discovered vast quantities of sculptures and thousands of artifacts that can be seen in the museum today. We recommend visiting the museum first. With an entrance fee of €12 per person, it is without a doubt the best value for money we've had on our journey so far.
Oh, they're coming right in front of the boat. No. Oh, come play! Come play! Oh, they're all coming. Oh. Look at them, like legging it. They're like legging it. Well, they've not got legs, but they're heading towards us at speed. They love going. Woo! I love this boat so much. It's a hot one today, which is a good thing because we need to top up our batteries with some solar, and so the sun is out. It's about noon, I think, maybe a bit afterwards, and we are approaching the Corinth Canal, which is both exciting and a little intimidating at the same time. It's one of the most iconic canals in the world, and it's just one-way traffic, so they let people through from east to west and then west to east. We are travelling west to east because we're trying to get to the Aegean Sea and the Aegean Greek islands so that we can make our way across those and exit out of an island called Kos before, hopefully a good few days in hand before June 28th. Otherwise we're going to start getting in trouble, incurring fines for staying in the EU too long, and there's even a possibility that you can have a permanent ban from the EU, so that's not what we want. And part of that then is going through the canal, and there's a charge for it. There's a lot of maintenance, I guess, because they keep having landslides, and It's you know, obviously there's an upkeep cost as well, so it's only open for I think 3 months a year in the last couple of years, and the charge goes by the length of your vessel. So we are a smidge under 12 meters, 11.95, and for us it worked out to be I think about 169 euros plus 40 euros in taxes as well. It's about 210 euros or something like that. And yeah, it's something that for us is a necessity in terms of getting out in time, but also something that's on the bucket list and something we wanted to do last year but we didn't have a chance to do. So we're very much looking forward to it. Everything ready for the radio call?
Yeah, got it all written down here.
What information have you got to give me?
Let's see. Well, it depends on what he asks, but he'll probably ask how long the length of a vessel. Yeah. What else would he ask? Where we've been, where we're going. He might ask. He might not. He hasn't been asking the other folk. He might ask the length of our mast, because we're going under a bunch of bridges. Even though we're a 12-meter vessel, we'd be well clear. And I've got to tell him that you paid online, so there's a good chance that we could just go through without having to stop, which would be huge. Oh, and he asked one of the other vessels to spell their name, right? And the phonetic alphabet isn't out the back of my hand, so I had to write it down. Galene is Golf Alpha Lima Echo November Echo. I should learn that one by heart. Corinth traffic control, Corinth traffic control, Corinth traffic control. This is sailing yacht Galene, over.
Yes, Galene?
Yes, we are currently 3 nautical miles west of the canal and are requesting permission to transit. Over.
Galene, come to half mile and call us back.
Half mile and I'll call you back. Thank you.
We've got the squealing of the engine because the fan belt's slipping off.
Yeah, we don't get to choose our speed right now.
No. So we gotta go with the noisy speed.
Because you have good lights, proceed. Alright, thank you very much, over.
So how many reps have we got going on?
24.
Wow.
But you know, we really pushed her. If we were in real trouble, we'd have to crank it up a lot higher than that, so.
The construction of the Corinth Canal has a checkered history of failed attempts, dating back to classical times, when Emperor Nero is said to have personally broken ground in 67 AD. Construction began in earnest in 1881, and due to many financial challenges it took over 10 years to complete, finally opening in 1893. It takes around 45 minutes to pass through the 6.4 kilometres long stretch, and at just under 25 metres wide and 8 metres deep, it can be a tight fit for larger watercraft. Although the canal saves a 430-mile journey around the Peloponnese, its structure is too narrow for modern ocean freighters, and it's used today predominantly by tourist and recreational vessels. We felt privileged to be able to traverse this marvel of engineering in our floating home. And just like that, we're on the other side of the Aegean, of Greece I should say, in the Aegean. The windy side. After all the excitement of the day, we opted to stay in an anchorage located conveniently outside the exit of the canal. And early the next morning, we made our way through a busy anchorage full of tankers to continue our mad dash across the Aegean. We had been concerned that the strong Meltemi winds may hinder our journey, but in fact we had no wind and the motor was on again.
tomorrow is without a doubt the biggest day. And the reason for that is because we've got to get to Turkey. It's 50 nautical miles that we were planning to go tomorrow, and the wind is perfect to sail it. And I know people go out, I guess they're called sailors, people go out to go sailing, you know, back into across the bay, or, you know, go somewhere to overnight and then come back for fun and stuff like that. But we have to get somewhere tomorrow, and the conditions are perfect for us to leave the engine off and just throw up the sails and head exactly where we want to go, which is pretty rare in the Mediterranean for what we found out. And I'm really, really looking forward to it, because not only is it the conditions perfect, but it's also the first time we've had a challenge to sail this boat. So many times it's like, okay, there's no wind, or the wind is on the nose, and we literally have no option. But it's also a bit of a cop-out. It's also a bit of an excuse to, okay, just keep the sails in, turn on the motor, get to where we want to go. Well, now we got no excuses. And
Do you think we've been a bit afraid of sails?
oh, absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, because if the sails are up and the conditions turn, if the wind really does something unexpected, or it gets a lot stronger, the boat can get out of control, and you can panic, and things can go bad. And we do need to know if we can do this, and we may as well find out sooner rather than later. And believe it or not, even though we've had the boat, it seems like nearly 16 months, this is the first chance we've had to really do it proper. Sail for a day to get from A to B, and I'm interested to see what happens.
Me too. And you know what? I would be feeling much better about this if it wasn't for the fact that we had this foresail issue, and the issue being that it's extremely difficult to bring it in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's you have to bring it in on a winch.
Yeah, which is not normal.
In light wind, it's not. Yeah. So there's something going on, and we got to get it looked at in Turkey. And I do worry that's my only worry really, because I know we can manage the appropriate amount of sail for the wind. We're not in a Meltemi. It's going to be like 17 knots or something like that. But my worry is that we can't get that foresail back in.
I'd be very...
And the reefing line snaps.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that's my worry.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, well, you're doing it, but when I see you doing it, it feels like it's just like a piece of elastic that's going to go.
Yeah, it's something that needs looked at, but it's not like, it's functional right now. It's functional if we take care of it. So we'll do that.
I guess we'll see.
Well, I guess we'll see.
And for the first time since this boat came out of the boatyard, she is under sail. We are under sail. We've got about 7.5 to 8 knots of wind right now, and it's kind of almost close haul, but we're expecting potentially 17 knots today, which is big wind for us. We've never sailed actually on our own in that much wind before, so exercising some caution with the life jackets. We got the jack lines on deck, because of course we can't control everything from the cockpit like some boats can. So if we have to go up and put a further reef in sails or whatever, I want to make sure we don't have our sea legs yet, put it that way, because we're just getting into this sailing lark after 18 months. So yeah, but it's nice and quiet except for the wind Jenny's going, which we do need because we're down on power. And I guess we just gotta sit back and enjoy the ride and manage the sails so that it stays within our...
And the best bit is we got one reef in on the mainsail. We've only got half the foresail out, and we're doing 5 knots.
Yeah, crazy.
We had our first real squall. It's raining a little bit.
How long did it last?
I don't know, about 30 seconds, I guess.
Oh, I think there's more over there.
Yeah, but we're heading. It looks sunnier.
Oh, that is good.
Good call on putting the cover up.
Yeah. We had a bit of sailing for about 10 minutes, and then we had dead calm, and then we had a squall, and now the sun's come out, but so have the big waves.
Oh, but this is where we say the
Oh, you
camera
can't.
really doesn't do it justice.
And I don't really know. I mean, I looked on Windy and it said 0.7, but for sure these are bigger than that. They must be. This is what a big. So this is what big waves do. They throw everything around, including our tomatoes. So we're just trying to make our way over to the island ahead there, which I think is called, what's it called?
I need my glasses. I can't see.
Algorma or something like that. And yeah, once we get through this, once we round the corner, we should have protection of a piece of land over this way, and then it kind of comes round into a hopefully protected bay for tonight, because the weather, the wind anyway, is going to be building throughout the rest of the day and the night, so hoping that we'll be tucked away safely by the time that happens. It's still a fun ride though. Rocking and rolling. I don't remember clearly anything of the last 2 weeks. It's flown by. I think we've done about 400 nautical miles.
We have.
Pretty much just stopping at one place, one Anchorage every night. A couple of exceptions. Came through the Corinth Canal. That was really fantastic experience, and went to the town and archaeological site of Delphi. That was our little one excursion that we've had on the trip. And yeah, I think we're about 3 days away from checking into Turkey. So,
With 1 week to spare.
yeah, it really has been a mad dash to try and get out of Schengen. So
Some places we probably would have stayed on the way for sure.
definitely, if we'd have had the time. But we took the time working on the boat, and you can't have it always. And we will come back into Greece once we've done our 3 months out of EU, so yeah, it's okay. We're tired. It's been a lot of 5 o'clock rises and on the road by 6:30, and long days. Mostly motoring, because we haven't had the wind again.
Today's going to be different though.
We got wind today. We actually sheltered from wind in this bay last night. Nobody else is here. There's this little restaurant way up on the cliff, and it was windy overnight, but we anchored in, I think, about 7 meters of water in the sand, which our anchor, Rockner anchor, likes the sand, and put out, I think, 50 meters of chain. So we weren't moving anywhere, and we had a good night's sleep. Yeah, we frightened ourselves yesterday. We tried to go into a different anchorage around the corner, kind of made a change of plan along the way from our original destination, didn't fully research it, saw it on Navily, got in there, and it was very well protected. There was probably 20 little fishing boats all moored up, mooring balls and whatnot, and we thought, oh, okay, we'll go around the back of them. And as we started making our way over to the spot that looked free, we looked at the depth sounder, and it was in 2.5 meters, so we would have run aground pretty quickly a few minutes later, a minute later, if we'd have carried on that.
Seconds later, actually.
Seconds later even, yeah. It was, and then we had to quickly make a turn in a very, very small space, so Pete threw her in reverse and managed to avoid a collision, just avoid a collision. It was so close. So that wasn't good, that didn't feel good. That we're going to leave soon. It's 6:10 right now. Probably be anchors up at 6:30. And just as usual, a shout out to Jackie and Noel, who've been in the background in communication with us pretty much constantly, except for last night because we lost cell phone service. But they know where we are because we're on Life 360 as a group, and just getting some obviously good advice, and she's been looking ahead and helping us figure our route out and the weather, and it's like having one of those weather routers that you get when you cross the Atlantic, but it's free. and better advice probably. So yeah, that's been very, very helpful for, I think, for me anyway. I don't know about you, Pete, but
No, it's been great. Yeah, it's reassuring.
yeah. This is the first day, if you can believe it, in 2 weeks since we left. Since we put the boat in the water actually and left Corfu 3 days later. This is the first time that we've actually sailed from point A to point B. So we left an island called, I think it's Amorogos this morning, and we've sailed here. So it finally feels like we're actually sailors. Our sail plan today was very conservative because we still trying to get the feel of the boat and how she handles and whatnot under sail. So we just had a little bit of foresail out and the mizzen sail because it was quite rolly, very rolly actually earlier on today. Didn't really want to be fighting with the mainsail on deck. Turns out that was a great configuration for us. There's the reefed foresail, and there's the mizzen sail. And we've, I don't know what the average is, but the wind's probably only been about 9 to 14 knots. And we have been just flying along at the lowest speed I think we saw was about 4.5, 4.8, but at 7.5 at one point, we obviously had a bit of current with us as well. But averaging probably about 6 knots, I would say. Yeah, and we found something that works for us and is easy to handle, and there's more winds tomorrow, so we'll probably try the same again on our way down to Cos. Right now we're going to go and pick up a mooring ball and hopefully have a really nice seafood dinner at a family restaurant that's apparently one of the highlights of visiting this island.
So do you want to do the turning and hit the autopilot? And I'll be ready with the, I've got it ticking forward and... Got it.
I'll take the 2 other lines off once we're into the wind.
Okay. Okay, want to start?
Yep, let's start. There's still some wind in there, Pete.
There you got it. No, it's too strong.
Hold on. Too strong?
Yeah, I can't, I need the winch.
Alright, let me just take it more into the wind. Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is it. The autopilot, ignore it. Almost there.
Use your mouth rest if you need to. Over there.
Done like a pro, honey.
Made me stretch for it, did you see?
I know, well, yeah. I was hard over, but I had no weight on, so I couldn't get steering.
Good job, actually.
thought that was a good job by both of them.
Anytime you get it on the first shot,
Yeah.
a good job. High five.
Woo! Where are we going on today?
Well, we're going to try and get out of Greece. It's 1:45, and we're just rounding this corner here to get to Kos, the furthest port east in Greece, and hopefully we can check out today and head off tomorrow morning to Turkey.
Well, we finally made it to our last port of call in Greece. We're in the lovely, lovely holiday resort of Kos, and we're not here to enjoy ourselves as holidaymakers, so we're actually getting some business done. So we're checking out of the country and surrendering our transit log and getting stamped out for our passports for the EU zone and all that lot. And then we're heading to Turkey. So I wish we could spend more time here. It's a really lovely spot, and hopefully we can put them back through maybe on the way back. One of the worst sides of I'd say cruising on a boat, living on a cruising boat. We're anchored just off the little town of Kos in Greece. We actually checked out today. That all went well. The only thing was that we had to anchor in a place that we wouldn't normally have chosen because it's not very well protected, and we have, it's not terrible, but 15 knots of wind, but more the swell. So this really bad swell that is, I'd say that is kind of doing this buckaroo thing with the boat. I'll see if I can get a shot of it in a minute. And trying to move down below, it's worse than anything I've seen when we've been underway in seas and wind. So again, there's not a lot we could do because we had to go and do all those kind of dealing with the officials and customs and immigration and everything, but I don't think we're going to get much sleep tonight. We've got 45 metres of chain out. We're in about 7 metres of water. But the rolling around is just something else. So the goal is going to be to get our butts out of here ASAP tomorrow morning. We might just be sat all night waiting for tomorrow morning to come at this rate. Here, our last stop in Greece.
This is a really unbelievable accomplishment, but it's not, we did this, it's more like we got through it, which is, I guess, human nature. We feel
Take
that
it.
way. Yeah, we'll take it.
Take it.
It was, I will look back later on and think, yeah, that was great, but right now, it's just a sense of relief that we actually got Galeen ready and out of Greece and into Turkey. within the time that we had. It was good.
8 days to spare.
8 days to spare. Yes.
Good job. So today is a pretty momentous day in the journey, the cruising journey, our cruising journey, because we are leaving the European Union, checked out of Greece. Right now we're pointing directly towards Turkey. And not only are we going to another country after 11 months in Greece, we're meeting up with our buddies. So Jackie and Noel are in Turkey on the beautiful boat Mad 2, and they're actually going to be, well, she said sailing out, but there's actually no wind at all right now. So I guess motoring out to meet us halfway, and then we'll go to Bosburun and we'll check into Turkey, where we'll be for 3 months. So it's kind of exciting. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen them in person. A year. Almost a year. So we're looking forward to reuniting. How many times have you done this?
Good question.
A few.
Italy to Montenegro, Montenegro to Croatia, Croatia to Montenegro, Montenegro to Albania, Albania to Greece, and now Greece to Turkey.
Woohoo! New territory! Guess who we just found on the AIS?
Who?
Jackie and Noel on Mad 2, our buddies. They're right there, they just popped up and we are heading for the border.
Oh, we better give it the gas.
Yeah.
Because they're just waiting around there for us.
Yeah. Well, this is darned exciting. We're about 12 minutes away from meeting up with our long lost buddy boat Mad 2 on the border of Greece and Turkey. So it's just going to be so weird seeing them after so long. Can't wait.